What's up, y'all? Welcome back to channel. Um, sorry that I have been lacking on a lot of videos that I have told you guys that I would putting up or like uploaded and stuff. Your girl been really slacking because I did have my son finally, and that's what I'm going to be telling y'all the story about, because it was kind of like of an emergency C-section type of thing, or like a thing that was kind of not planned. But as I'm telling y'all the story, your girl gonna be doing her eyebrows and I'm gonna be doing my hair. But first I'm gonna do my eyebrows because girl, they shitty. Ew! But anyways, let's get right. Y'all, this C-section I had during the pandemic wasn't really planned at all. Like literally at all. Like it just happened because it was like that Monday I had an appointment and my son was still breached. Like he was still breached, and what's it called? Like they had told me, they're like, oh well, you can choose like if you want to get him physically churned or whatever. Like they didn't really give me a chance. Like they gave him a chance, but it was barely like any type of, like everybody kept telling me that he would be able to churn on his own and stuff like that. But my doctor was rushing it all and was like, oh, let's churn him now. Like it's best for us to churn him now. So I was like, okay, well, she gave me a little bit of time and everything, and then I was just like, yo. Like on Monday we went to my appointment and she was telling me, she's like, well, we're gonna schedule an appointment to like physically churn the baby at the hospital. And I was like, why? Like I don't want to do that. Like I'm not ready, this and that. Because she told me like the things that can happen. She was like, well, if the baby goes into distress, we're gonna have to take you to the OR, this and that. And I was like, bro, you really stressing me out right now, dog. Like for real. And then she was like, no, everything's gonna be okay. Like you have everybody there to support you. Like we're gonna take good care of you, this and that. Cause I was crying. I was like, bro, like I'm not ready for this. Like chill and everything. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let them do what they had to do and then freaking go from there. So the next day, like the 5th of August, I had my appointment for them to physically churn him and everything. Clock in was at like 1:30, because it started all at 2. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get there kind of fucking early. Fuck it. So I got there around like 1:15ish, because we left the house at 12. And I clocked in. I made sure that they did what they had to do, check-in point, everything. So we went to triage or whatever it's called. They was getting me prepped. They made me change into a gown and all that stuff. And then they hooked me up to monitors, IV and everything like that. They were giving me IV fluids, just in case like I had to do the C-section. I was waiting a couple hours, like bro, a couple hours. Like literally it was 2 hours. My doctor came in and she was like, oh hey, how are you doing? And I was like, bro, I'm fucking nervous. Like don't try thinking you gonna just think everything's okay when I'm nervous, I'm scared. Like this was my first child. She was like, no, don't stress about it, blah, blah, everything's gonna be okay. And, you know, a couple minutes later after we were talking and she was trying to, like, convince me into, you know, whatever, like, she was like, yo, like, what the hell? But she was convincing me, thinking that everything was gonna be okay and everything. And I was like, lady, you got me fucked up right now. Like, yo. The doctor came in a couple minutes later after she was talking to me and all that other bullcrap. The doctor came in and was like, okay, we're gonna get ready to start. And I was like, bro, my heart started pumping and everything. The nurse had came in to give me like a medicine to like relax my uterus so that they can physically turn them and I don't get sick during it, or like I'm not relaxed, so it doesn't stress out the baby. So they get started with me. They're turning the baby, blah blah. They at the first try they weren't able to turn him, so I was like, yo, like, next, like, I'm freaking out. My mom's holding my hand, telling me, relax, like, everything's gonna be okay. Are you okay? Like, you know, because I was freaking out so much. And then they have, get this, like, they have me hooked up to the monitors, and they have the baby hooked up to the monitors. And I'm telling the lady, like, yo, like, I'm scared. I'm looking at the ceiling, trying to relax, trying to breathe as much as I can, because my doctor was like, breathe, like, relax, everything's gonna be okay. So I was like, okay, you know. So I did what she said, and they finally got to turn him. Like, how many minutes? Like 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes. They spent 10 minutes turning him. Finally, he turned. He was getting really frustrated. He was going basically into, so my baby was going into distress or whatever. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to monitor you guys to make sure that you guys are okay for about an hour. So an hour passed, and they're telling me, like, oh, you're gonna have to make up a decision, either to schedule a C-section or get it done now, and we'll have baby today. And it was August 5th, the day after my birthday. They were like, okay, well, you figure out what you want to do and let us know. They left out the room, and they let us sit there for about like 15 minutes. So I was talking to my mom. I was like, Mom, like, I need help on deciding what to do. Like, what should I do? Like, I don't know. I literally sat there and cried because, one, I didn't want the C-section. Two, you know, like, I was just like, you know, frustrated on what the fuck was going on. I told my mom, I was like, dude, like, I'm not ready for this. This wasn't my plan, blah, blah. She just kept telling me, just get it done and over with today. Like, just get it done and over with so we don't have to worry about it later on. So I was like, okay. So I was just like, whatever. That's the decision. Like, I'm just going to have the baby today. So I waited until the nurse came back in, which is my doctor, my midwife or whatever. She had came back in. She's like, so what did you decide? I was like, let's have the C-section. Let's just do it. I don't care. Let's just get it done and get it over with, you know? She was like, okay, you know. She was like, okay, that's your final decision, blah, blah. And I was like, yes. So she called in the psychologist or whatever, however the hell you say it, to give me paperwork and all this other shit on, you know, the process, how they're gonna do it, and yada yada. So I was like, okay. The guy came in. He was like, okay, well, this is how we're gonna do it. They're gonna put you under anesthesia and blah blah. Well, like, you know, the spinal block or whatever. They were like, oh, we're gonna give you a shot and it's gonna just numb you, and that's that. And I was like, okay, well, let's get it done, you know. So I signed all the paperwork stating that I approve everything and stuff like that. So, time of the OR. We were walking. They gave me a bunch of medicine before we had went to the OR, though, so like I don't reject the medicine and all that shit. I was just like, you know, just let's get it done. So they gave me a bunch of medication so that nothing happens during the C-section and stuff like that. So we're in there, just, you know. At first they had told me to say goodbye to my mom and stuff so that they can do what they had to do. And what's it called? So they gave me the spinal block in my back, and that shit, oh my god, that shit hurt. It hurt at first, and yeah. So this thing started like kicking in me and stuff like that. Hi, Papa. He's awake. But the spinal block started kicking in, and I was just like what the hell? I was like, yo, I'm numb. Yo, like I kept telling them, I'm numb. So they prepped me. Oh my god. So they prepped me. Sorry, y'all. So they prepped me and put me on the operating bed, and they started like doing everything, right? And I was telling like the nurse, because I was like feeling really weird. I was like, yo, like help me, because I couldn't breathe. Like for some reason I wasn't breathing really well, but at first I was like crying a lot because I was scared. Like I didn't know what the fuck to expect. I don't know, nothing like that. So I told the lady. So as I was saying, I was like telling the lady, I was like, yo, like I can't breathe. I need some oxygen or something. And she just looks at me and she tells the doctor, she's like, oh, we can't use oxygen because most of them are used because of COVID and stuff. And I was telling the doctor, I was like, I need some oxygen. I feel like I'm about to pass out. And the lady's like, she just looks at me again and just stays quiet. So at this point, they went to go get my mom. My mom had came in, and like she knew something was up, you know, because the way I was looking. And I told her when she came in and she sat next to me, or like she was standing or whatever, I was like, Mom, like I really can't breathe right now. Like, can you tell them to give me oxygen or something? And she was like, what, they didn't give you no oxygen or whatever? I was like, no. I was like, I need some because I can't breathe. She was like, you'll be okay, this and that. She was like trying to comfort me, you know. And then my midwife, she was like, oh, like you can't breathe because you're crying too much. And I was like, what? I was like, no, it can't be because of that. But you know, I never because I'm not a doctor, you know. So like I heard his first cry, and oh my god, dude, like I was starting to tear and everything. And then my mom went around, like asked the doctors if she can go around and see the baby. And my midwife, she was like, yeah, you know, go ahead, grandma. And they were telling me like, congratulations, mom, stuff like that. And he was 7 pounds 6 ounces and 19 inches long. They pulled him out and everything. They were starting to like make sure everything was out of me, you know, like the placenta thing shit was out and everything like that. And then like a couple minutes later, my mom took the baby. So my mom took the baby into the recovery room, and they were just waiting for me there, and and everything like that. and they had like started stitching me up and everything like that. And after that, they took me into the recovery room, and at the time I could only eat like ice chips and everything. They didn't let me eat no solids or anything because they didn't want my body to react to the whatchamacallit, the anesthesia or whatever, which is spinal block. And then that I stayed in recovery for like about 2 hours because I guess my blood pressure was going too bad. So my blood pressure was high, so they kept me in the recovery room for about 2 hours and everything. And then after that, they finally took me into a room. It took them a while to get me a room because of my blood pressure. And then after that, I was fine. I stayed there for about like two days, and then they released me. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna finish my hair really quick, and then I'll get it. As much as I enjoyed telling y'all the story of my son's birth, make sure y'all follow me and add me on all my social medias. They will be right here. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know on one of my social medias what you guys would like to see next, and I hope to see you guys next time.